black corals belong to the subclass Hexacoralia, and I say that only to separate them from the octocorals. So black corals are more closely related to the stony coral like Enelopsamia that we saw earlier, and the cup corals and the sea anemones, than they are to the octocorals, which otherwise have similar sort of growth form in that they have a protein-based skeleton. They form these sort of plant-like appearances, tree-like appearances. Black corals as a group have tissue in lots of different colors. This one is clearly orange, but with Leopathes it's usually easy to see on the main axis of the branch through that tissue, and you can see that the skeleton itself is black, and that's due to this antipathin protein that is used to form that skeleton. In Leopathes, the polyps themselves are particularly small. I know from experience they produce incredible quantities of mucus, such that we could clip a small branch, put it in a container on the ship, and then you could essentially put your hand in it and pick it up like jello. And it's really interesting to think it's these small polyps that we're zooming in on. Each of them are producing this polysaccharide mucus that they emit, presumably for defense when they're bothered, and that absorbs water and expands. So if you want to compare this to the polyps, if we could just, right in this very center, yeah, that focus is perfect. So you can see that polyp right in the center against the black branch behind it. It has only 6 tentacles compared to the 8 that we saw earlier, and there's no side branches. So just one trivia fact for you to separate the hexacorals from the octocorals. Thank you. Pilot, so at some point today we would like to collect a black coral. If this is a convenient time, we can do it, but we could also wait till we're in more stable position. I'm seeing lots of them. So there are a couple of different species, Leopathes grimaldi and Leopathes expansa, and it isn't known which of those 2 species is the species that's dominating these ridges up here on the northern part of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge north of the Azores Plateau, and that's why we would like to have this collection. Once you have knowledge of the species that's here, it's easier conservationally to justify protection.